Alright, last time we had just taken command of the Normandy, and this time we're gonna walk around and let the crew meet their new captain. Things are gonna change. Much like how I'll acknowledge that one thing changed since the last recording, that was 24 hours ago. I reset my computer and a bunch of the audio settings changed. So if things sound different, whether they be for better or for worse, it's probably going to be like this for the next couple of parts. Joker, distract us from this.
Commander, something you need?
Yes, help me with my investigation. Ship status report.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Nice roundabout way of bragging, Joker. I just want to talk, buddy.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Joker, I ain't did nothing, man. Alright, you're just super defensive. Are you contagious? What disease? Didn't mean to insult you. What disease? Like, for real.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Ugh. How'd you get your nickname, Joker?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Yeah, right. Is that sarcastic? That better be sarcastic if I pick it. That's no answer, son.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Now, I don't get it. An ironic nickname? That's not how... I mean... Were you unhappy about this?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
You? Huh. Tell me about this disease.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
Hold on. I'm trying to think about Mass Effect overall. Do we have androids and robots and stuff going around in this sci-fi setting? I don't think so. We have the Geth, and we do have robots. Or no, the closest we've seen are those turrets we had to fight with fists. Alright, you can't get what is that word? Anatomically correct, no. Automated, no. You can't get friggin' robot limbs. Okay, I gotcha. Let's change the topic. How do you do your job?
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Hey, not everybody on this ship. You don't do your job better than I do mine. Buy a bullet, son. Let's change this topic.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Investigate. That's it? Wait, personal history. Did I already click this? Did you just change the name of something I clicked prior?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Okay.
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
Wait, how is that not a tale of a crippled kid overcoming impossible odds? You told me this story about you in the Academy and how you got your name and you busting your ass and then being the best by the end of the year or something. How is that not... I guess it wasn't impossible odds for you?
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, Joker. Rough subject, I gotcha. Who's next on the uncomfortable hit list? Presley, do you feel uncomfortable yet? You will soon.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Ah, gee, I was just kidding about this being awkward and uncomfortable, but you had to go there, didn't you? You doubt my decisions? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. It's gonna be so awkward. They're on our side.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Nihilus was murdered. What are you talking about? Are you pointing out the fact that it was Saren, another alien that killed Nihilus? I don't get... Presley, dude.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Thank you. Glad we got that clear. Oh God, we're gonna press the issue.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Do we though? Do we? I mean, I guess not technically. Wait, no. Wait, I'm thinking. Okay, we don't need specifically the help of Rex, Garrus, and Tally. They could be replaced by other humans that serve their function as gameplay partners. But within the lore of Mass Effect, I think we do need them.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Presley, how old are you? Personal question.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
Wait, I was fighting raiders? I thought I was handling some giant invasion. Boo! The Blitz got more hype than it was worth.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Ah, picked first for dodgeball. As you were, Presley.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Renegade plus... What? Damn it. I can use the galaxy map now because I'm the captain, but we'll save that until after we've talked to everyone. Conference room empty. Downstairs we go. Presley, you and this alien stuff, my man. Let it go. Times have changed, Presley. What? I don't have my gun. I can't look at stuff and zoom in. Caton should've. Huh. Oh, he moved over there, right? Yeah, that's Caden. Omnigel. I mean Medgel. It's gonna take a minute. Doc?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Wait, should you all be calling me Commander still? Shouldn't it be Captain now? Personal question. Caden Alinko.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before.
Oh, we
Tends to
already
keep
saw
to
this.
himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
Wait,
I should go.
so that was
Goodbye,
all
Commander.
the same. The personal question... Shepard, when you say personal question, I don't expect you to just ask, hey, how'd you get this job? I'm expecting something, you know, legit more personal. Can I talk to you from over here?
Anything you need, Commander?
Looking for personal input. Tactical appraisal. I have no idea what either of these mean. Tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
How we could have done things any better on Eden Prime. No. Not played that pretty perfect. Well, I played it pretty damn good. Personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Oh, that's
We'll
how
talk
it's
another
gonna
time,
be.
Lieutenant.
Commander?
I get you. It's exhausting dialogue, and we've previously exhausted all of Caden's dialogue. So he's got nothing to say. Are you gonna cause a loading thing? Yes. Yes, you will. Alliance Requisition Officer.
Looking for supplies?
Yeah, I bought you a bunch of licenses. You better have
Let's
better
see what you got.
supplies.
You bet, Commander.
And they better be cheap. 23. Scroll slower. I have things to do that I don't want to get to. Okay. What color is this case? Gray. Do I want gray armor? I kind of want to see what it looks like. Alright, let's see. A pistol, an Omni tool. That's for a tech character. More armor. It's N7 armor. Terrain armor, and it has blue on it. A little blue LED light thingy. Yeah, I can't equip heavy armor yet. There's Rex, Garrus, Ashley. From the, not the bottom, from the right to the left.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
You knew?
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Look, I'm not Saren, but, like, we still got rules we're gonna play by, Garrus. They're my own self-imposed rules, but still, it's not that bad.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Huh. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with how Rex handled Fist, so it does matter how you take him down, Garrus.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Tough decision. You'll get over it. Forget about it. Nah, that was a pretty tough decision, I would guess.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
I just noticed my mic was muted. Hilarious. Okay. If we'd been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush. Like, you would think you have some sort of, I don't know, radar or something that would tell you when a ship was incoming. I mean, I guess it wouldn't tell you if it was hostile or not, but you should be able to tell that it wasn't one of ours, right? Don't blame yourself, Williams. I don't think you controlled that radar.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Good point. They do have giant flashlight heads.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Sure thing.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
Why do we call Ashley Chief? I will ignore these lockers until I pick my team that I'm going to be going in with. Rex?
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
I have a personal inquiry, Rex.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Why would she have stories? Because of the pilgrimage, I guess? Come on, just a short one. Don't be an ass. Must not call Rex an ass. Just a short one.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Rex, don't do this. Don't do this, Rex. We'll go down this road. No. Shepard, control yourself. Or rather, control myself to control you.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
You making this hard on me, Rex. It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Not exactly, Rex.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Touchy subject, huh?
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Overpopulation was what was killing you. Alright, fine. Extinction.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
So?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
The genophage.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Okay. Initially, when I heard about the genophage and I heard that it just, like, was population control to an extent, to an extreme extent, I thought, big deal. Now that I hear what it is closer to, and babies are just stillborn, I thought it just prevented them from, I thought it was birth control, not die in the womb. Alright. What?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Hey, that was apples to oranges, Rex. The question would be, would you rather have a cure for the genophage or have the ability to fight? Or to fight for credits or find a cure for the genophage for credits? No, even those aren't one-to-one. Well, yours wasn't one-to-one either.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Later, Rex. Tally. Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll talk to her. I'll get rid of her. Is she bothering you? I would not get rid of Tally just because she's down here. I'll talk to her. Is she bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Adams, your workers are within earshot of you. Let's not talk like that, buddy. She's useful?
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Nope. Wanted to hear what you're talking about. Stealth system.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
So we're invisible?
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Faster than light speeds?
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Yeah, Adams, I'm not an engineer. You should have dumbed that down a lot. The Normandy.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed, and she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
When you say fastest vessel ever designed, you mean human vessel, right? Drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Personal question, though.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
As you were, Adams. As you were.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Tally. Hey, girl.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
This ship's special. Normally they're not. Gather information on us, huh?
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're really into ships, aren't you, Tally?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That was 300 years ago. Oh, I'm glad you know that, Shepard. Anyway, one thing really quick. I did notice when Tally was introduced, at least, it became apparent that there are no Quarians on the Citadel. Or wandering around it or anything. So I guess they keep to themselves, which answers a question I had, which was, why don't you guys just trade or barter for better ships or parts or whatever? They keep to themselves. Gotcha.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
No, just export and import, girl. Quarians.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Alright, I'm gonna ask, and I'm probably not gonna get an answer right away. Maybe we'll find out later, but I'm legit curious why you guys don't just, like, join the Alliance. Wait, not the Alliance, the friggin' Citadel, the Council thing. I know you wouldn't get a spot on the Council, and maybe you have too few people to even get an embassy or something, but based on what Adams was talking about with Tally and how good she is with ships and everything, I think you guys could have a place.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
The Conclave?
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Is that a democracy? I don't know how... I know how the people that serve on the Conclave are elected. The ship votes on them, right? That's what you said. I don't know how the captain is put in. Democratic?
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Hearing that, I kind of like that system, Tally. Alright, that was about the Quarians. Tell me about the Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me about it.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Huh. What the freak is VI? AI, artificial intelligence, VI, virtual intelligence, I would think. So the problem is that you had a robot that did one thing and then you tacked on a bunch of other functions or functionality processes. Much like a smartphone. Now, isn't AI research illegal?
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Why would you link them all together like that? The neural network? Why did they turn on you? Now tell me about this network.
So the Geth share brainpower?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Like a hive mind.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
I don't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Why? Just answer it all legit. You're here to serve Quarians. We made you. Do your job.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Of course they did. What did you This is at the friggin' renegade edge of the board. I don't want to click it, but it's the obvious. It was your fault. They defended themselves.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Alright, there's a number of things there. One, you thought that wiping out this new intelligence was the best way to stop the war before it started? Did you not think of a peaceful solution? Like, if they were getting too intelligent to continue to do your mundane task? Alright, what was I gonna say? Right. Tally, sweetheart. The Geth had started gaining sentience of some sort, and your people decided the best course of action was to attempt to destroy them? And like, was a peaceful route or a compromise never entertained at all? And even if, because you said that one of the major upsets of it was that there were more of them than you initially thought, like you guys thought half of them were not as aware or as intelligible as the others or something like that. But like, even if those numbers were half, you still would have had a bloody battle on your hand. So, I don't know, man. Serves you right? No. They defended themselves. I'm pretty sure we said this, right?
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Tally, dear, I don't want to be renegade. I really don't, but you got that backwards. You got that way backwards. You did not have to go to war with them. The mistake was not creating them. The mistake was attempting to immediately wage war against them. And there was no mistake in just creating these servant bot things. Like, you got that way backwards, Sally. And I'm pretty sure they cut themselves off and kill organics that come to them because of you. I can't not be renegade. I'm not surprised.
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this.
Yes, they are.
They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Yes, they are not innocent as of now. But when you initially tried to destroy them, based on what I'm hearing, they were innocent then. Tell me about this pilgrimage, Tally.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Wait, oh, sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Okay, I get you. I got you.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
There's nothing else to talk about. Later, Tally.
I should go.
See you later.
And here I thought me and Rex were the ones that were gonna crash or bump heads the most. But nope. Rex is actually more sympathetic than Tally. I'm putting it out there. I'm a gift sympathizer. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I think that's everybody on the ship, right? Everybody we could talk to anyway. Wait, do we go to the captain's quarters? Because they're my quarters now. Is there something in here? Yes. Another codex entry. Alright, alright, alright. I'm gonna save the game. Then I think I'm gonna make a part that is nothing but listening to the codex.